Hello, welcome to Get Serious About. So glad to be here today. I am your host, Andrea Stewart, and today we are going to get serious about finding the joy in exercise. Because I know for sure that is a big New Year's resolution right now, is to work out more or exercise more. However, I find that when people are setting this goal, they find working out to be exhausting, stressful, boring, and just lacks passion and joy. But I'm here to tell you today that working out or exercising or moving your body should be centered around bringing you joy. There's a whole other way to look at it. In my industry, it still has that old school look at no pain, no gain, going hard and stressful gets you results. Pushing yourself to the limit, making sure that you are feeling exhausted or you have sweat a lot or that you've maybe even felt nauseous from pushing yourself so hard is a good thing. Well, that's not true. Really good exercise and really good movement should make you want to crave more of it. It should inspire you. It should lift your mood. It should increase your energy. It should make you feel better than when you first started. And if you're doing the correct exercise or movement, as you're going through the workout, you start feeling more and more and more better as it goes along. It doesn't make you feel worse and worse and worse. And it shouldn't leave you feeling depleted and wrecked for days. What I mean wrecked for days is that think about already having a stressful life. Think about then going to the gym or doing a workout that you're choosing and pushing yourself at the gym and then feeling bagged and exhausted after and then having to do life after that. Doesn't really seem counterproductive, does it? So I call it magical movement because it really should be a movement that really centers around you, focusing more on you, not the other way around. See, that's the biggest thing with those hardcore boot camp, high intensity classes that disconnect you from tuning into you. And we're not really taught that skill very much through life, is that we stop and we go, wait a minute, is this actually serving me? Does this actually feel good for me? And you have some of the old school trainers yelling at you or like encouraging you to push past what you're supposed to actually be tuning into yourself and asking, can I actually do this? A big part of finding the joy in movement means that tuning into your body throughout the workout and keep asking yourself, is this serving me? Is this feeling good? It's a really interesting question that a lot of trainers don't ask you to ask yourself that. It is one thing I teach through any private or class setting or anything that I do in my teaching at the studio. How does it serve you? Is it serving you? Good. Is it making you feel awesome? Great. Let's keep doing it. Is it not making you feel awesome? Okay, awesome. Let's take a rest. Encouraging those rests, encouraging those moments where we actually don't push ourselves and we pause. I'm going to give you a really great tangible example. So holding a plank. A lot of the mentality in our industry is like longer is better until the form is lost. But let's say for a plank example, let's say we're holding a plank. Research proves there is no benefit, zero benefit to holding a plank over 60 seconds, over a minute. So for someone starting out who can't hold a plank long, that's kind of encouraging news, meaning that you actually can start out. They encourage you to start out for 10 seconds because what happens is if you overdo that 60 seconds, you start losing what we're trying to gain, which is core strength with our whole body. Once 10 seconds if you're new, or if you're intermediate, maybe 30 seconds passes, we start losing the core strength and we start going into the back, using and recruiting back muscles that we don't need. We start to recruit a lot of neck and shoulders. And then we wake up the next day and we're like, oh, I have this kind of pressure headache. I'm not sure what it's from. So that sort of stuff. And so I'm going to talk today about some ways that you can start finding movement and joy, because I think you will get your results from your New Year's resolutions by making sure that every time you go to exercise, it brings you joy. Now, let's just sidetrack for 2 seconds on that statement, because I know that getting to the workout or doing the workout is one of the most important and the hardest points to start. When we get there and we get in it, okay, yay, I'm so stoked I'm here. Thank goodness I chose that. But the choice to actually go and do it that day, even though you don't feel like it, even though your body feels tired, that's been programmed. That's been programmed into you that if you haven't been working out, it's not like a routine. It's not that embodied feeling of knowing that you're like, yes, I know exactly what I'm going to get from working out. Always makes me feel better. Now, if you're doing the old school workouts and you're killing yourself and you're stressing yourself out, that's a very, very, very disconnected motivation. It doesn't make me want to go work out if that's the way I know I'm going to feel. But if you knew you were going to feel awesome, full of joy, full of goodness after a workout, wouldn't that encourage you to want to do more? I think it would. It always does for me. So I'm going to talk about Pilates because it is my passion and what I teach. And you can apply what I'm going to talk about here into anything that you choose to do as movement. I'm just going to say one little quick study here. Working out doesn't have to be going to the gym. Working out doesn't have to be setting up a home gym in your house right now while we're in some restrictions. Think about working out as moving your body. And so a study in 1979 showed that they had two groups. They had two groups of maids or hotel housekeepers cleaning rooms. And one of the groups, they told the maids to think about their day while they went in and cleaned all their rooms and vacuumed and made beds and scrubbed the toilets. Think about everything you're doing like a workout, like you're moving your body and you're connected to your breath, and just think about it as a workout. And then they told the other group nothing. They just let them go do their jobs. And you would never guess what? The group that was told to work out all lost weight, had better blood pressure, had better body composition, had better mood, had better energy, just by connecting that to it. So let's say you choose to go do some shoveling of the snow or some yard work, and you thought to yourself, hey, I'm going to use this as like a workout. And you were connected to what you were doing and you felt your physical body moving and you incorporated breath. That counts as a movement that's going to bring you joy. So just think about, and I encourage you to write a list down, all of the different things in your day that you're up and moving around that is considered to be movement. Okay, so think about it like that, because you don't necessarily have to go to a fitness class or go to the gym to exercise or to work out. Okay, now when you are choosing to work out, I want you to think about a movement or a workout that brings in the whole body. So going to the gym and doing a few bicep curls and maybe doing a few squats and working a small amount of muscle groups isn't going to stimulate your excitement and joy. Having the entire body engaged is going to bring you joy. Pilates, every exercise, every position that we're in, it moves your entire body. So it wakes you up entirely. And think about it like this. Functionally, in life, we need all of our body to be healthy, active, strong, and flexible to be able to do life. Joseph Pilates built Pilates around living a more meaningful life. So his exercises, his movements cater to strengthening and stretching and lengthening your entire body so that you can go and do life with ease and grace. So if someone says, hey, let's go for a hike today, you're like, all right, I'm in. My body's up for it. Or your grandkids or your nieces and nephews or your kids go, hey, let's go play. You're like, I got this. My body's ready to do it. Or let's say your old friend calls in and says, like, I want to go skiing, and you haven't been on the ski hill for 10 years. You could go down the ski hill and you would feel confident because it builds you up to be able to do life better. Now, that is the biggest joys that I have had in teaching Pilates and engaging in exercise, not only Pilates, but other exercises that bring in my whole body. So think about that when you're looking at something that moves your body, that brings you joy. Second, think about, you're going to feel more joy if it uplifts your energy. And how does it uplift your energy? Well, one of the ways is breath. Make sure the movement that you choose incorporates breath. It is so important to remember to take full breaths in and out, not only during our movements and our exercise, but during just everyday life. When we take these full breaths in, it oxygenates the blood and it becomes more alive in our body. We increase our lung capacity. We feel more life force energy. Breath has to be incorporated into your workout so you feel the uplift in energy and the decrease in stress. Breath is the biggest reason people fall in love with Pilates. I could just breathe people for 10 or 15 minutes and they would leave feeling better. But an entire hour focused on breath, it takes the fight or flight or that stress hormone response, and it takes us to the opposite of calm, content, relaxed, at peace. Now, I don't know about you, but just with me describing that, don't you know for sure that if you're in that space, if you are calm and you're peaceful and you're content and you have slowed down, you're going to feel more joy 100% of the time. So another thing you're going to look at is that you want to focus on proper alignment or good posture as you're moving through your workouts. Now, Pilates has us focus on each movement executed in good form. Now, imagine doing an entire hour of focusing on good form. That is going to uplift your mood 100%. I do this little thing with my clients who sit in front of the computer all day. So computer posture is this. We round forward, we slump. Our front neck muscles and chest and shoulder muscles are tight and our back muscles are overstretched. So I get them to lay flat on the floor and I get them to stretch their body with a big full breath in. So they stretch their arms above them and they stretch their legs in front of them. And then they relax. And then we do it again and we stretch and relax. We do about 5 times. And then we get them up. And I have them rate their mood before they do that. And then I have them rate the mood after they do that. 100% of the time, the mood has been uplifted, upgraded, even if it's just 10%. So think about when you're working out, when you're exercising, when you're doing something to move your body, think about good form. Now, it's easy for me to say that. I'm so trained in that and I have an eye to catch it. If you don't have an eye to catch it, I would recommend hiring somebody who's got a trained eye in good form, in good posture, so you can learn how to move correctly. That is invaluable. That is something to invest in you with. It really changed my life from having muscle soreness and tightness all the time and injuries happening and that feeling of just like, it's kind of a heaviness or feeling of carrying pain or stress around all the time. Now imagine alleviating that because you have good form and good posture. It's possible. I never have sore body anymore. Like the only time I have a sore body is if somebody does a movement with me that I haven't done in a while and I have muscles that I haven't felt in a while, but they go away very quickly. It's not important in a workout to go in and like do a leg day and like stress your legs out so badly that you can't even sit down the next day to go to the bathroom. What does that do? What does that do? And maybe it's definitely important for athletes that are training to have stronger legs, like that sort of thing. But I'm talking to the general population who wants to look forward to working out. Okay. Now, we also want to find something that has a rhythm and a flow to it. Okay. Now, when you're moving and connecting to your body and you're cycling the body into every which way, because we're incorporating the whole body, and you incorporate the principle of flow. Flow means that we're moving one movement with an inhale, and then we're moving one movement with an exhale. So we're continuously moving through breath. Now, these fluid movements, now think about a baby being rocked, how soothing it is for our nervous system, how soothing it is for our mind, how soothing it is for our body, our emotional self. It is huge to apply that flow to what you're doing. It's a beautiful, beautiful practice. And that's one thing Pilates does all class, is we move and continuously move. And also, we find moments of rest, because rest is just as important as movement. And if all you're focused on is movement, 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 strength training, no stretching, and maybe like you leave 5 minutes until the end to stretch, there's an imbalance. And so we want to look for something that has a balance between strength and flexibility. Pilates has both. So each way you move, you're doing a strengthening of the muscle. And then the next way you're moving, you're lengthening the muscle. So think about this incredible superpower you have in your physical body being able to be lengthened and strengthened. Okay. Long lengthened muscles help prevent injury, and so do strengthened muscles. So for example, if I have flexibility in my back, I can rotate and get something in the back seat of my car. There's my stretch and my length. And then I come back to strength as I lift that object up and I pull it back into the front seat of my car. I have the strength to come back. Or let's say I'm walking on ice and whoop, I slip. My body gets stretched one way, and then I use the strength and the core muscles to come back so I don't fall down. There's such an incredible superpower in having both length and strength in your body. And that's something Pilates focuses on 100% of the time. And this is why I fall in love with this workout. Okay. And also, I want to really increase the motivation by coming into a place where you go inward and focus only on you. Find something to move your body that has you go, I can only think about me right now. I get to leave my to-do list. I get to leave my family. I get to leave everything in my world at the front door for the time that you're working out, and you just get to come into you. Now, Pilates is centered on breath, like I was talking about. So as you're fully breathing in and as you're fully breathing out, and as you're thinking about your alignment and your posture, and as you're thinking about the exercises and the movements, it's a very complex, focused, concentrational workout. How would you ever have the time to think about anything else? And when you're concentrating so much on you, that means you're going to execute movement that best serves you. If you're out of yourself, looking up at a board, trying to hit a target heart rate number zone, or trying to beat what you did the last time, how is that connecting you to you? It is a disconnect, because you're not going, actually, I only got 3 hours of sleep last night. I'm not able to even get to where I was last class. With last class, I had 10 hours of sleep. And so coming into the moment, purely into the moment, right here, right now, and keep asking yourself, am I all right? Am I doing good? Because working out, you will see best results if you don't overstress yourself. It's counterintuitive to a lot of things that you're hearing out there, because lots of the things is like, you got to hit a target heart rate zone. You got to get your heart rate up this high. You got to do at least 30 minutes of cardio, and you got to do this much strength training. You get to go and move your body, and you get to find something that brings you joy. You get to find something that connects you. You get to find something that allows breath to come into it. You get to find something that allows your energy to uplift. You get to find something that brings the whole body into it. Because when you choose movement like that, you're going to look forward to it the next time. And Number one, you're going to see the results. When we do movement that doesn't overstress the body goes, oh my gosh, thank you. The stress hormones lower and we start to see results. So it's this beautiful, beautiful setup. So all of this, wonderful, right? Now, my invitation to you is go and do a little bit of research. If there's a class you've always wanted to try, belly dancing, Zumba, anything, there's so much happening online right now, so much accessibility to be able to join a community, to find like-minded people, to encourage you to show up. It's really hard to show up if you're not looking forward to it. So my invitation to you is find something that you're going to look forward to. And if you're not sure what that is, go on Google and do a little bit of research. And just type in exercise that is filled with joy, or fun ways to work out that doesn't involve a gym. And then there's my offerings too. I have lots of great offerings online right now. My studio is shut down with government restrictions. And so we have workshops and challenges and classes all centered around what I'm talking about. This is the way I teach. This is what my clients get when they come and work with me. I'm having a challenge start on Monday. It's called the 5-day 4 M's challenge. The 4 M's, we have mindset, we have movement, call it magical movement like I've just been talking about. We have meditation, and we have food. So each day you will get a tool or a practice to start to implement in each one of those M's into your daily habits. And at the 5th day, we have an integration day where we integrate all of the tools that we have learned through the past 4 days. I just had a group go through it this week, and it was so much fun to teach and guide them through this challenge. And they really, really enjoyed it. And they really, well, a lot of them said that I think the biggest thing is to join something so you have an accountability to show up each day, even if it's for 5 days. It's only $44 for the 5 days. I'll put the information below if you guys would like to sign up. And then, of course, please follow me on my Instagram, get_serious_fitness, or follow me on Facebook, Get Serious Fitness. Reach out, say hi. I want to know who I'm speaking to, because all I can see is my own self talking into a screen. So it'd be really nice to connect. And right now, more than ever, in this world where we lack connection and socializing, I think it's important to make sure we form a community and connection with like-minded people. So please, I welcome you into my community. Come say hi. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much, and bring joy into your movement. Mwah.